Hi, it's Sunday and Father's Day, so it's June 18th, 2017, and I have nothing to report as far as any crafty doing. So what have I been doing these past couple of weeks? I have been doing my nails. That's about as much artistic involvement that I've been doing these past couple of weeks. So as you all know, we accepted positions in another state and we'll be moving to Arizona. So I have been working with my husband on trying to find a new home. So we've been on Zwillow and Trulia, and we're supposed to go to Arizona for a house hunting trip that's going to be paid for by the company. So we're really excited about that. And once we have picked a place, then we will have a relocation company come to Alaska, pack up all our things for us, and send it off to Arizona, and then we will follow. So that's the plan. In the meanwhile, we're getting our home ready for sale, which is really not much to do, as I told you in another video. And it's just a waiting game at this point. So, and I don't do very well waiting on other people. I get anxious, I get irritable. It's been more than 10 business days. So I'm just like, oh, why haven't they contacted us? In the meanwhile, a couple of houses on our tour list have gone up for sale and been taken off sale, essentially either being sold or just come off the market for whatever reason. And right now there are 4 homes that I would absolutely cry if they sold before we had an opportunity to tour them and look at them. One of them is so perfect. It is like it was built for us. And I really, really hope that we have an opportunity to bid on this house. So I've been staring at the house pretty much every single solitary day like a crazy freak. And just like, oh please, I want to buy this house so bad. I think at this point, I think at this point that if it gets too close to our timeline, I think we're going to go on and put a bid for the house even before going to Arizona to look at it. If it turns out to something that we don't want, we can always back out. We'll lose our earnest money, but at least we'll have had an opportunity to lock in and be able to look at it. It is in pictures perfect. It's in the perfect location. It has all the perfect amenities that we're looking for, and I just love the look of it. The architect really spoke to me. The way he's designed the house, it's very symmetrical, and I think that's really what the turn on is that the house is super symmetrical and everything is laid out in the house exactly in the flow in which I would design a house. Like, the kitchen is designed where the refrigerator is in a perfect spot to where if someone wanted to come into the kitchen while I'm cooking, they wouldn't even disturb me. And that is like my biggest pet peeve, is that people will come into my husband, bless his heart, he likes to come into the kitchen and do the dishes while I'm cooking, or get a snack while I'm cooking, or get a drink while I'm cooking. But anyway, he comes into the kitchen while I'm in there, and it's one of my hot pet peeves. And one time he actually got burnt, and it was a complete accident. He was washing the dishes or something, and I think I was making tacos that day, and I had the ground beef and I was going to drain the fat from the meat, and I turned and there he was, but the pan got him in the back of the arm. It just burned him so bad. I cook on steel, so you know that was hot. So he has that scar still. And you know what? He still comes in the kitchen with me when I'm cooking. It's like he doesn't learn. So anyway, I digress, right? The kitchen has an open floor plan. It has an island that the stove, the sink, and the refrigerator are far enough apart that if he wanted to wash the dishes or get a drink or a snack, he's not going to have the risk of potentially being burned. So it's a beautiful kitchen. Also, there is a family room that is the family room, and so the kitchen area is a family room, eat-in kitchen, kind of like what I have here. So I have the kitchen and a place to eat, which is behind me, and then this is the living room. So upstairs in my house is all one area. It's just a common area. So this house is also designed that way, but it has a formal dining room and a formal living room. on the other side of the house. So I know that sounds really strange, but it just kind of really balances everything out. So you've got the bedrooms, the guest bathroom, all of that over on the other side of the house, so that we have a private family room, eat in kitchen area. I don't even know what I wanted to say. Now when I say formal living room, formal dining room, it's not going to be set up like that. It's still going to be a casual, we're very casual people. I think it would be hoity-toity for me to just change up my decor and just my style. I'm a very casual person. I like contemporary furniture. I don't really care for frou-frou furniture. I know it's really weird being Hispanic. Oof. The stereotypes were hard in my family. My mom had the most crazy, not crazy, it was very popular, I guess, in the 80s. It was this velour covered sofa with a farm print. I'm not kidding. It was like a picture of a maybe a grain mill or something. It had partridges and some fruit, but it was made of velour, and the whole living room had this print on it, and it was like in this gold and harvest colored. Yeah, it was pretty special, and it was also had wood, and she would shine the wood, and she would put plastic on the cushions. She didn't. I do recall the plastic coming off. Well, actually, that was my grandmother. My grandmother had plastic on the cushions. My mother did not have the plastic on the cushions. So my grandmother ended up having not the exact same, but very much the same style. So that's the reason why I'm getting them confused. But she actually had plastic on hers, which it's just crazy. And so just super, super hoity-toity. And so we're not like that. Our formal living room is not going to be like at my grandparents' house, where there was formal living room and formal dining room we never ever used. I don't even think we used a formal dining room for special occasions. It just didn't happen. We ate at the regular kitchen table, and we had our family time in the family room, or the den, if you will. But the formal living room was full of doilies, and it was full of plastic covered furniture that nobody ever went into. Little tchotchkes here and there. I don't know if they were Hubble or is it Hubble? Anyway, just lots of little statuettes of this, that, and the other. My grandma also collected porcelain dolls, so she had that out there. She also collected Barbies, so those were in a curio cabinet. So yes, my family is super stereotypical. In fact, at one point, my grandmother started collecting Victorian furniture, which my aunts have taken up now in their 50s and 60s. They're all gaga over the Victorian era furniture. So yes, our house will not have that type of formal atmosphere. It will be contemporary, it will be casual. And what I plan to do, the formal dining room will be, it's not really a formal dining room on its own. It's another like common area. So the living room and an area where a formal dining room table are together in one open space. So the plan is that we'll have a TV on one wall, and then the dining room table that should seat at least 6 to 8 people will be right next to that, and then on the other side of the table will be a nice comfortable sofa set, and a bar area, and maybe even a stereo. So we'll see, but the whole idea is that we'll entertain there when we have our board game nights. We do have some friends in Arizona, so we're really looking forward to seeing them, and I actually have some family there by marriage. My mother's half-sister's husband's sister. She lives in Arizona, not too far away. So I really do hope that I will be able to build friendships and build relationships with that family. Anyway, I've talked a lot about our move. I hope that you're not waiting for me to show you any crafty things, because I got nothing to show you. I already showed you my nails. So I will insert some photographs of my fingernails, of what I've done over the past couple of weeks. I think I've changed my fingernail polish like 3 or 4 times since it all started. My problem is that when I get super anxious and nervous, or just, change in life, I start biting my fingernails. So if I don't take care of them during these anxious times, then I'll just tear them up, and they look awful, and it's a mess. It's a childhood habit that I never did get out of without the help of nail polish. So what I do when I'm starting to feel, like I want to bite them or cut them off, or, do whatever horrible things, what I start doing is I start taking super care of them. So what I did was, the first thing I did was use a product that is a Sally Hansen product that's for strengthening. I used it for about a week. When the nails kind of got long, then I started putting coat of nail polish. The photographs I'm going to show you are literally all the nail polishes I've worn, and they are still on my nail. I have not taken nail polish off. I have just covered up every single week with a different coat of polish, even a different polish altogether. So you will see they actually don't look horrible, but I know that if I take the paint off the nails that I will bite. So I don't take the paint off the nails, I just cover it up with another color. Usually glitter polishes are really great about covering the fact that you're doing that because they have texture. Glitter nail polishes generally have a lot of texture. So the new growth isn't really seen because the glitter kind of fills in where the new growth would be. If you wear false nails, you know what I'm talking about when I say new growth, because that's where they do the fill-ins. Well, this is kind of like a nail polish fill-in. So as the new growth comes up, then you put the glitter polish down, it kind of levels it all out, and you can't tell that you have had a fill-in. I know that the nail polish layers get thicker and thicker, so what I do is I put a layer down of gloss probably once a day, every day, and so there's probably about 30 layers of nail polish, and, well, it's not nail polish, but lacquer. There's probably like 30 layers of lacquer on each of my fingers. You can't really tell because it's a very thin layer. But my nails are long, they're strong, they're healthy, and that's just kind of how I get through my anxiety. Anywho, if you have any tips and tricks how you deal with your frustrations, and please feel free to share them in the comments below. Thanks for watching and have a great week. Bye.